Okay, so today's lesson is 4.9 metric measurements. So today's lesson is very similar to yesterday's lesson 5.5, but instead of customary measurements, we're doing the metric measurements. So in length, that's measuring how long something is. We would use the word millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. You'll notice you have the root word meters, and every single one of these, they all have end in meters. The word milli means 1,000. So here I'm going to highlight the 1,000, and also kilo means 1,000. Okay, so the prefix milli means 1,000. The prefix kilo means 1,000. In millimeters, that is very similar to thickness of a dime. So how thick it is, that is very similar to a millimeter. Centimeter is the width of your little finger. So if you have your little finger here, it's the width of your finger. Meter is the doorway. It's going horizontal, not vertical, is meter. Kilometer is the length of 10 football fields. For mass is weight, so how much something weighs. So milligram, gram, and kilogram. So you notice that you have the root word gram in every single one of these. You have the prefix milli, and you have the prefix kilo. So milli means 1,000, and kilo means 1,000. So milligram is a benchmark would be mass of a grain of sand. So if you go to the beach and you pick up 1 grain of sand, that it will weigh a milligram. You have gram, which is the weight of a small paper clip, and you have your kilogram, which is the weight of, an example would be a textbook. Capacity is how much it holds. You have your root word liter, and then you have your prefix milliliter, and you have your kiloliter. Remember, milli means 1,000, kilo means 1,000. So milliliter, an example of that would be a liquid in an eyedropper. A liter would be amount of water in a large water bottle, and kiloliters would be a capacity of 2 large refrigerators. So now you're going to look at problems 1, 2, and 3 and use a metric unit which metric unit would be proper to use. So here it says length of the distance to your house. So from school to your house, which one would you use? Millimeters, centimeters, meters, or kilometers? Well, if you live across the street from that school, you could probably use meters. But if you live further away, then most people would have used kilometers. Okay, then you have mass of a piece of paper. Mass is the weight. Okay, so would you use milligrams, grams, or kilograms? Well, milligrams, remember, is 1 grain of sand, and piece of paper is a little bit heavier than that. Small paper clip is grams, so I'm going to say gram because kilogram would be, a textbook would be way too heavy. And then you have capacity of a swimming pool. Which metric unit would you use? Well, you have milliliters, liters, and kiloliters. So I would use kiloliters. Make sure you put capital L for liters, so it doesn't get confused with the number 1. So on tests and quizzes, we are going to give you this chart. So this is very similar to your 5.5 lesson. Your first ratio is your words. Your second ratio is from the chart. And your third ratio is your unknown, or you would say the problem. So let's look at problem number 4. It says 5.3 liters is equal to what milliliters? Here's your words. It tells you. So your words are liters and milliliters. You have to look in your chart up here, find where it says liters and milliliters, which is up here. So you have 1 liter, go across, and 1,000 milliliters. And then look at your problem. It says 5.3 liters and X milliliters, because we don't know what that is. You're going to cross multiply and you get 1 times x is equal to, now I want you to write 5.3 times 1,000. Here's something that you should know about metric system. For multiplication, if you are multiplying, you're going to move the decimal to the right. If you're dividing, you're going to move the decimal to the left. Okay, so here we are multiplying, so we're going to move the decimal to the right. Anytime you move to anytime you're multiplying, the numbers are getting bigger. So if you look at your number line here, I'm going to draw a number line. Here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice that your numbers are getting bigger. That's why you move to the right. And dividing, if you look at here, here is 4, 3, 2, 1. If you'll notice, if you're getting smaller, you are going towards the left. Okay, so here we are multiplying 5.3 times 1,000. So we know we're multiplying, we're going to move the decimal to the right. So you're going to write 5.3. How many times you move the decimal, you look at how many zeros are in 1,000. There's 3 zeros in 1,000, so you can move the decimal to the right. 1, 2, 3, 3 times. Add your zeros. And x is equal to 5,300. And then look at what cross milliliters. Okay, try number 5 on your own, and when you're ready, you can push play. So number 5, your words is meters and centimeters. Looking at your chart, you have meters and centimeters. It says 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. And then what you want to find out, you have 0.26 meters is equal to how many centimeters. Cross multiply, you get x is equal to 0.26 times 100. Here, saying you multiply, so it says move the decimal to the right. 2 spaces because there's 2 zeros in 100. So x is equal to 0.26. Move the decimal to the right. So x is equal to 26. And look at what your word is, centimeters. Okay, last one. Your words are centimeters and meters. There is 100 centimeters, looking up here, to 1 meter. Looking at your problem, you have 46 centimeters, and x is your meter. Cross multiply, you'll get 100x is equal to 46. Now you have to get rid of the 100 to get x by itself. You're dividing by 100. This cancels out. X is equal to, well, now this says it's dividing. Remember, divide, move the decimal to the left. Well, looking at 46, your decimal, when you start out with 46, is at the end of the 6. This has 2 zeros in 100, so you're going to move it over 2 places. And so your answer is 0.46, and you're doing meters, so the answer is meters.